So today we'll be talking about a classic western starring Shirley MacLaine and Clint Eastwood. Yes, Shirley MacLaine gets top bill on this one. She was actually the bigger star in Clint Eastwood when this movie came out. But nevertheless, Clint Eastwood has basically the same amount of screen time as she does. But I think she was the one who they sold the movie on. Anyways, this is kind of a different western for Clint Eastwood. Usually he's like the guy trying to fight like the main villain. You have like a main villain type of thing. You don't really have that in Mules for Sister Sara. It's basically a revolution going on in Mexico that they're both kind of helping, even though they're not really knowing that at the time that they meet. Movie starts off like your classic western though. Sister Sarah's in trouble. Clint Eastwood comes in here and kills off some bad guys that's been harassing her sexually. And then so you kind of get the feeling, beginning like, oh, this is going to be like your classic western where he's going to probably have to fight a posse of guys with the main, main boss guy, and he has to kill off their henchmen. No, it's nothing like that. It's this, basically the Mexican Revolution is the background of this movie. So let's talk about this. So far, it's a rough start, right? Anyways, both Hogan and Sister Sara ultimately have the same goal. Like I said, the twist is that when they meet, they do not realize that they're essentially on the same side. Sorry, here I'm just going through my notes. But the heart of this movie, let's get to this part, is it's a movie of interactions, really. The real focus is not the war itself, but the relationship between Hogan and Sister Sara. Sara claims to be a nun, but throughout the movie, she keeps slipping up in ways to suggest that she's not really a nun. If she's something a little deeper about her, she's kind of maybe lying to us. Whether it's by her language, her behavior, or the way she carries herself. I like that. That's how they slip in these evidences that she maybe this woman is not really who she says she is. And they do a great job where you're just trying to figure out what is Sister Sara? Is she really a nun or not? And do it throughout the whole movie. They don't really give it away, the answer away until the very end. Or, about 10 or 15 minutes left in the movies when you find out that she's not really a sister. Spoiler alert, but the movie's 50 years old. The chemistry between Eastwood and Shirley MacLaine is really what carries this movie. It's kind of like a slow western movie in a lot of ways, especially for Clint Eastwood. Because, he's usually the tough and quiet gunslinger, while MacLaine, she brings the humor, the charm, and unpredictability of the movie. The back and forth conversations are the real highlight of the film for much of the running time. The movie essentially these two characters just traveling together and gradually learning to trust one another and their ways. There's a slow build. I will say that the first hour and a half of this movie is slow. The characters spend much of the movie making their way to the rebel camp, and the emphasis is on a dialogue and character development rather than action. That is not necessarily a bad thing, but viewers expecting constant shootouts like your typical western might find it a little boring or a little boring, maybe a little bit. But like I said, the chemistry between these two will keep you engaged in the movie. But if you patient enough through the traveling that these two do and the conversations they have, the ending is a explosive finale. You get all your action there in the last 10, 15 minutes of this movie as they're in this fort-like area. The government is coming in to try to take it over. You got people's arms getting cut off. It gets pretty bloody violent, to be honest, there at the end. Kind of unexpectedly, especially how the rest of the movie is. But you got a lot of shootouts, people's arms getting cut off. You do got some great practical stunts, including a spectacular shot of a man engulfed in flames falling from the top, from a rooftop. One character takes a sword to the face. Like I said, one guy loses his arm, and another guy gets a sword to his face. It gets very violent there at the end. And this is where the conflict becomes personal, and the movie delivers the biggest thrills is the finale. So if you endure it to the end, And you're an action guy who likes those kind of movies, like, man, I thought this was a Clint Eastwood movie. You never seen an Eastwood movie, and this is your first one, seen him in. Well, the finale will give you everything that you would expect in an Eastwood movie. The film concludes with an unusual but memorable ending in which, while the battle still rages outside, Hogan and Sara finally share a quiet and romantic moment together. I believe in the background you saw them in the bathtub. That's at the end of the movie. This movie is one of Eastwood's classics. A lot of people talk about it. My favorite Eastwood movies, when it comes to the Westerns, are, Unforgiven. I like putting Unforgiven on top. Outlaw, Josie Wells. And then you got, of course, the trilogy of the No Names are up there as well. And are otherwise known as the Dollars Trilogy. Overall, I enjoyed Two Mules for Sister Sara. I'll probably put it in the bottom of his top 10 Westerns, maybe 6 to 10, somewhere around in there. Did enjoy it. I'm not very big Shirley MacLaine fan either, though. So it also kind of hurt my enjoyability of the movie. But overall, it is a classic Western. What do you guys think about Two Mules for Sister Sara? Do you love it? Do you think this is his best one, his worst one? Where would you place it in Eastwood's catalog of Westerns? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, have a great day, and bye.